Hello and welcome back once again, my friends. Thanks so much for tuning in and joining me for another play session of Hardcore Vanilla Minecraft. As you guessed it, this is Hambbage, and let's get going, huh? All right. I'm going to get that slide out of the way. Very fun. Let's hope so. We've got a whole new mine to explore in our 117 chunks. For anyone who may not have caught the last video, and if you did, wow, what a snoozer. I was so flat. I'm actually recording this one hours later in the same day. I took myself a nap, and it felt great. I don't know why I was so flat, but I apparently did not get much out of sleeping last night. So I reset a little bit here, and hopefully we'll reflect that in a bit more enthusiasm. Maybe, well, I don't know that I have anything more to talk about really, but you never know, right? Okay, so what are we doing? Why are we here? All that good stuff, right? Couple things or a couple goals, I think, and I think for this section, we'll kind of we may keep to blue, which for shulker boxes, right? Which for those of you guys who did see the previous episode, we did drop into one kind of cool desert temple. It was kind of half buried in a hill, and there's I've seen lots of those kind of types of. Well, maybe we'll just leave that. I don't know that we need any of it too badly. Yeah, we found a desert temple that was sort of submerged in sand and sandstone. Oh, hi. I didn't realize there was even a hole over here. Hey, look at that. Um, so what we seem to. Oh, okay. I may not be awake enough yet. That was a big fail. What I also recognized was I did not have any caffeine going this morning. A bunch of creepers. Um, which would have certainly made a nap difficult, but give me a little flat. So I've got some iced tea here with me. I really haven't even had much of that yet. So we'll see how far we get. Man, this is a honeycomb of potential disaster and more gravel up there too. Man, oh man. I know we were talking the mine shaft, right? Obviously, that's what we want to explore, but never hurts to do exactly this and try to get the areas above where we're working sort of lit up at least. Um, Early in the game, we talked a lot about how drop creepers don't sizzle. You don't have that cooldown time. They just drop and boom, they're gonna explode on impact, which can certainly be threatening in the early game, and like even right here, a little risky. I'm already down a couple hearts. Um, at full health, I think I'm probably gonna get by even if one of those went, but a couple or combined with a fall and bad time. So while I'm not gonna try to push it too far, or fall down holes, I am going to watch out and try to keep moving quickly. I don't particularly want to get too bogged down where we're spending like 6 episodes in a row here. Although, what did I just say? I saw that. Just like it's like a dungeon. You just drop down, no side doors or anything, just a death pit. That's lovely. So we'll probably just pillar our way back on up out of here. Get that coal to get on our way out. I guess I should. One more light down there. There's that coal. Oh, more. Okay, now still a little bit more up. Just seal that off. And all the loots here. Again, for anyone just dropping in or hasn't watched in a while, maybe. We recently had our wither fight, got a couple of wither stars, and built up some beacons. So we are at the moment very short on gold, iron. We've never had much copper, and I'd like to do some building with that as a new building material. So lots and lots of stuff to gather for, and perhaps the biggest reason that the kind of drive out here in the first place was we need a bunch of coal. We want to continue building on our primary base, and to do so, we are going to need a bunch of sandstone, smooth sandstone. And to finish that up, we obviously want to cook it in our ovens, and those need fuel. So there you go. We've got a coal supply question to be answered. And we'll try. Don't need both of those, I don't think. Let's go here. I think that will preserve our source. If there's enough stuff, I don't mind riding the water back down again, but or I guess if we get stuck, but it doesn't appear that's going to be a major problem here. Just like at Shulker. End cities, I mean. Shulker Town is what I was trying to say. Don't think that's it. And then I was going to do the old, just like Beggar's Canyon back home line, but not important. Um, before, oh, I was going to say, before we really get too far down. Let's maybe work around a little bit here, but that's a good point of access there. Seems to have us back to the corner. Good for this iron, and then there's some coal or gold maybe down below. Again, for all of you that play the game but may not have switched over to 17 yet, I can't imagine there are too many. I thought that was a creeper. Remember fortune for your iron now. You want to maximize kind of the gift the game gave us, a gift, I guess, adjustment, where iron can be multiplied pretty well. So those are good. Yeah, I guess let's start sorting things out. So we've got green, and we've got blue, and then we're going to want a brown. Oh no, what was it? Pinks is what we were going to say for the woods. Typically brown, works out pretty well. If we need to overflow, we can. But yeah, that should help us out a little bit. Blue again. Oh man, that's already pretty full. But we're going to put the various things that we would have gotten out of desert temples and one-off stuff. So really the chest loot in the mine should equate to that pretty well. And then in addition, so we have food. So I'll take all this. Rails are going to go in with the wood products. All the rest of this stuff. And I guess we'll put that in there for now. And then into the green box. Boy, oh boy, oh boy. This can come out, actually. Alright, green number 1. Now the challenge here is going to be filling stacks, right? I think everything that we had, we have topped off as much as possible. This goes into the blue. And what do we have here that's... That really should switch to there. I think the blues will eventually be the most difficult. None of those are full. For now, we'll just carry them all. But if we can jam up the one box as much as possible, then we'll switch back to a single coal. Make sense? It was pretty rambling. Kind of talking to myself as much as anybody else there. How I'm going to effectively try to manage this mine. And if you just go minimal stacks and then switch out to the next box, yeah, it's not bad, but you will find you fill up pretty quickly, and you'll end up doing more juggling stuff around on the back end. Hi. So is that an axolotl? Kind of cool. Oh, this could be dangerous. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the best solution is here. Oh, I'm sorry, axolotl. Buddy. It's the first one I've seen not in the water. Not that we saw a bunch of them or anything. Is that a village? No, it's another axolotl. Shoot some creepers down there. Here I am, like, watching those guys fight, and I've got exposed air up above me. Not... Ah, man. Okay, this is, at least momentarily better. So, I don't know, obviously we saw and joined in fighting glow squid with axolotls. I don't know up here what they consider enemies and what they consider allies or just neutral, where they won't bother, and if that necessarily matches up with what we would consider. Okay, now is that where I came in and up? Or was that? I don't think that's a good place. Oh, I'm so glad I slept a little extra. I feel like this feels fun as opposed to I was just kind of like zombie. I really, between the allergies and everything, I kind of wondered if I was like on the front end of something. But if I am, it's not hitting as hard as it was then. I feel much more rejuvenated and yeah, reconfirmed. Gonna go get at least some disc golfing in tomorrow morning, if not a hike or something maybe, and then meet up with some friends for some lunch. Supposed to be pleasant out. We'll see what Saturday does crowds wise and all that, but yeah, it's shaping up to be good, and I think in that schedule there should be some time to get at least an episode in, kind of at around my normal time, because I think morning activities will be fairly morning, and then a little bit of downtime before, or if anything goes on in the evening. It looks like significant more space above. This is the kind of cave system we were looking for. That whole... Oh, see, now it just keeps going and going and going. This is exactly what we were trying to stumble into, and you could kind of feel it when we first got into this one. Towards the end of the last episode, it just kept opening up with more and more chambers and rooms and all that, and even pre 16 and 17 versions, often, if you found something that was clearly, the system was generating mega cave as opposed to just happening to have some caves intersecting. I don't know. There's certainly not named differently in biomes, but however the world generation stuff plays out. Hi. See? Oh. Well, he waited a bit to sizzle. Maybe all that's out too. But I was also kind of backed away a little bit, so it wasn't like he was just waiting to drop on my head. But I feel justified in not just ignoring the stuff up above, even with more equipment. So now at some point here, we're going to have to pull out the consumables box and re-up on torches. I think we have 2 more stacks stored, I think, that we made out of our carry-along coal. And that is going to mean once we've used it that we'll then need to dig out Fortune Pick and get it back in on the act too. So things there. The other thing that has occurred to me, and not because I've really heard anybody speak too much about it, but for me at least, it bears thought. And that is, I've never at all worried about where on. Okay, of course, now we're out of torches. I've never. You see that jump? Yeah, I was like rocket shoes there. I'm trying to get back into our little mine area here just so we don't completely lose it. And we'll just backtrack a bit. I think this is where we set up before. Okay, so we need this box. Oh, we did have those couple extra. Where did I leave? Always choose wrong if it if it doesn't tell you what in the listed contents. Okay, so yeah, we've still got lots of good wood stuff here, but we will need to break some of that coal. I guess, seeing as how we do have the box down, let's go ahead and pull that out. Well, yeah. We'll get it when we need it. We don't need any of the wood stuff, although kind of pull from there. Yeah, let's do it. We'll do a stack. And here looks good. So, yeah, my interrupted thought there was that we are going to need to watch durability on this thing, right? Because here, clearly, every time you break a piece of coal, you get some XP. It's not, it's not the best source. It's not great for repairing and all that, but the pick you're using always gets the first crack to be repaired as it's doing that work. So pretty good little system there for always keeping things tip top and ready to go. With the iron and copper ores, we don't have that same instant XP, so it might be something that we'll have to keep in mind. Again, I don't expect it to be a huge problem, but with the one piece of ancient debris we have, depending on how quick we start to see it wearing, may at least warrant getting it netherited for increased durability before we, go on to yet another silk touch pick or anything along those lines. Just good to have them kind of cleaned up here. I don't know if that's a good idea or not. That wasn't. And now I shouldn't be I'm like, okay, now we're done. Let's go clean out this hallway. No, let's go make the torches that we need to make. That's why we're here. And before we forget all of our boxes we've got down here, we had broken that torch. Okay, so we've got sticks and coal. This is our wood box. Boom, boom, boom. All those can go away. We will store those two. Make a bunch more of these. And they can go in here. We'll keep a few extra. Alright. All good. Nothing else there. And now that we're doing it, at least get some of these mob trash pieces out. Alright. Reset for another moment. Oh, where was our... This is our full one. Yeah, we still don't have anything that's that full. Oh, that's aggravating, but it's not that big a deal. Guess I'll leave the fortune pick in hand. I'm kind of thought to put that away. Such a mess. But I want to have fun, darn it. Now, is that the same... I don't like the sound of that witch. There it is. And of course, it's the poison. Okay, so this is the same dirt room that we looked at up there. Witch poison, no joke. Which poison is it? Boom, boom, boom. I guess it was a joke. Just wait for this top back off again, and then we're going to jump right down into the spider nest. Okay, where are you? Those things and their darn hitboxes are so finicky. Oh, more of those wooden posts. I love those. Those may be the best fun surprise. Because again, as I've said to other people, I really did try to avoid the content people were creating with snapshots and stuff like that. Again, not that I have a problem. You know, if you like getting an early look at games and want to play a snapshot, I'm fine with that. I think that's, you know, the companies get a good, obviously they like doing it. They're getting additional eyes, additional hype for having made the games available early like that. And particularly to content. You know, sometimes a game company will actually pre-release or give early copies of games to YouTubers or things like that just for marketing purposes, really. You know, hey, let's get this word out, especially smaller studios before launch. You know, nobody's really talking up that game, so let's get it in the hands of a bunch of people. One that I love this game, Stardew Valley, and that did it very successfully and heavy, so that by the time it became publicly available, there had been a lot of content, and they did it, in my mind, really wisely, because they waited they didn't do it so early that people had like full seasons of the game played, right? I don't know, I don't remember the specifics. This was, however many years ago Stardew first came out. Um, but they made it available, and it was out, maybe a week or so early for content creators. And so everybody's playing this game, and you could kind of tell that they'd all been given a script along with it, right? Because everybody that had the early access and was making videos that I heard was like, oh, so yeah, if you liked Animal Crossing and you liked, uh, uh, oh man, what's the other one that I'm thinking of? Um, Animal Crossing and Rune Factory, right? Was that the other one that they were talking up? Um, like, this game is going to be right up your alley. It was such a consistent list and so oft repeated that it was like, yeah, that's what they're being asked to say in lieu of, or for the price of getting early access to the game, please hype this up and draw these comparisons. And it wasn't even hey, I've been playing this game. It totally reminds me of when I was playing those. It was like everybody that started their first episode was like, hey, I'm trying out this game, and it's said to be you know, similar to these others. So, and again, no problem with any of that. That's that's the way business gets done. So, not trying to make it sound like any of that is a bad thing, but sometimes it gets overdone. Sometimes games, will have a delay or whatever. They may not intend it to be so far ahead, but through whatever reason, it can play out that way where you end up with a bunch of playthroughs that have already, spoilers or not, they've already gotten through a bunch of the content. So when it releases, if you may have already seen enough to see some of the, under the hood, dirty little secrets that make go, yeah, I don't need to, I don't need to see that. Maybe it struggles with tech trees or something like that. Something about it just isn't as polished as some of the others may be, or just have little nitpicky bits that can wear on you. And so it's a risk that they run by publicizing. But I did just think that it's always more of an at risk with Minecraft because we all know it so well. There are very few surprises out there, right? It's not a new game for anybody, so having all right, now the blues are going to be juggling for a while, I have a feeling. But once those fill up, I mean, there's not a lot of stackable stuff. Maybe what we'll do is take the incomplete stacks, but we're now much more manageable, I think, in terms of our inventory and not having the tools or consumables boxes in hand will help a little bit as well. So back we go. The question is, did I just put a bunch of wood into the odds and ends box? I really meant to put all that away tidily. Oh well. See whose attention I attracted through that little peek. Certainly sounds spidery down there. And again, we can can come back if we ever decide to do a rail project. We can hit any of these mines for additional pieces. We'll just want to bring a bucket of water. Water is the best way to get these rails popped up from the ground. Sometimes have to play a little bit with the directionality and some of that kind of stuff to get them all, but as opposed to like whacking them with a pick or anything like that, just dump a bucket of water, they'll all come right up. Which is a factor when you're laying your own rail stuff. You got to watch out for any water spills can impact your plate. Now, I've heard a stream I was watching, not 100% sure which one it was, but somebody was like, "Oh, are you gonna do an underwater roller coaster?" And I kind of just dismissed it until this very moment. I hadn't really even given it much thought. Yeah! So this is one of the things we were looking for. These are glowberries. And I still haven't researched a whole lot on them. There's others that like are moss. And I don't know how all these play together exactly yet, but we're going to find out together. And knowing that they were out here in mines, I'm glad to finally have some. So, hooray for that. And at some point, maybe when we get back over to the base, we'll sort out all our loot on the floor and try to make some sense of do with what. Maybe those grow vines in caves or something. But there's also moss and a particular tree that we'd like to try to grow. I don't think it grows naturally. Excuse me. At least not yet. As here I am yawning. Again, I still haven't had any real caffeine. I've sipped on some iced tea just before getting started, but not like a full glass or anything. Well, we'll see if we keep hammering away here at this mine for a couple of episodes this evening. Then I'll be sure to get into it. If I go too long, there may even be coffee, which is going to get dangerous for the sleep. Now that because I'm not a napper. I think I've shared that. I love napping. I don't do it very often because once I go to sleep, I'm out. It's like, oh, hey, it's midnight. What am I still doing asleep? One of those kind of deals. So caffeine is a little bit of a mixed bag right now, and it's not very late at all. It's just into evening time, and with what we're 4 or 5 days from the longest day of the year, something like that. What 21st, 22nd? I think 21st probably. Don't know that for certain though. That whatever I usually think, I know they're the equinoxes and the solstices. Solstice? I don't know. I think it's an ES, so it's probably solstices. They all happen around the 21st, I think, we got June, September, December, and March, right? Is that right? The quarters, but Seems like every time I assume that, then I'm wrong. Slime? Slime. That's fun. We've gotten a few slimes over the course, but I've never, to this point, identified a slime chunk in any of my excavations. At which point it's kind of like, oh man, more slimes to deal with. So we got our boxes. I'm not seeing quite as much ore and all that. Okay, these all seem to have gone. Got our boxes. Berries is what I was trying to say there, but then I was thinking about shulkers. No shock to anybody. I don't know that I need any of these. All I really need is the pink, but we should clean up. Rails and fences and planks, and then we can come back through here. Never realized how much those slimes, when they're kind of like compacting to spring, sound a lot like a creeper beginning to sizzle right on the very front of it. Okay. Now we can put, ooh, got some deep slate. I don't recall I broke that myself. And we want you, Mr. Blue Box. Mine carts don't stack. I forgot that. Name tags do. Alright, here's decision time. Do we just call it and start over again? Anything that can't fit? Probably. Probably not worth doing anything too differently to that. And the glowberries. We'll put that to the far side. I don't think it's worth continuing to look to jam it too much. That can combine. Alright, we're back. If I can hit the chest, we'll be in good shape. I don't know if that's super necessary. Likewise this, maybe we should think more about just considering ourselves good on those for time and just more speed clear this. I do think it kind of helps with navigation a little bit to know your areas better. Can see the glass and the glance, and the torches do help, right? You kind of know, hey, I've dropped torches, I've been there. So maybe we'll modify here a little bit. I do want to check the time because I have no idea. 43, not too bad. And thank you, Microsoft. Every time I double up the windows, it's gotta chirp at me about something. Another reason why, as I said, I would am looking forward to having the PC done up. The update there again was probably going to be another week or so, but may then have a brand spanking new motherboard. Very cool. I mean, not very cool that I had to do it, but any of those, it's cool once it's done, right? It's like, for some people going to the dentist, I've never minded going to the dentist, but, it's one of those things, like, I don't think anybody gets super excited about the prospect, like, oh, yeah, can I go to the dentist today? But, you're always happy when you come out, it's all all cleaned up. Maybe you got a cavity or something, and they go in there and fix it all up for you so it doesn't nag you. Again, not a top activity, but good one to be done. And um, being as far removed from that PC having worked as I am, it it hasn't felt like a loss to me in a long time that I haven't had it. And so to get it back with a minimal repair fee, it's pretty good. It's like like getting a very cheap computer. And again, it won't be super top line, but he was kind of like, yeah, you got good stuff in there. It will definitely run for any of that stuff, and kind of reinforced what I'd already felt on my experience out of the process, that maybe the company that I'd bought for initially was not quite the same level that it had been. The first time I was so happy, and without hesitation I went back to him and said, hey, it had been 5-6 years or something like that. I want to get another PC, and tried my best to spec it out, but was I think you always get bummed to hear things like that, and basically my fault for um, selecting hardware and components to build it. They built it according to what I spec'd, but I for anybody that hadn't heard that particular episode, I basically had dual video cards set up, but they weren't connected as such to provide double processing of graphics or anything like that. They, basically, and I haven't really looked. The guy that's helping me out now, they're not SLI, which Streetline interface or something like that, maybe. I have no idea really. I haven't looked, but my understanding is that's the configuration or capability that they have to kind of multiply their pooled impact on the system, and really deliver higher end functionality for graphics. So I never had that going, and I had never exactly thought that wasn't exactly what I was going for. I just always used a dual monitor setup, and having put monitors there, I thought I was doing a favor by plugging each monitor in directly into the port on a separate video card. Like, hey, cool. Well, this one's in the first card, the top card, and this one's in the lower card. So they're each getting independent service. And if one is playing a game and the other is showing a video to me or something like that, neither one has to wait for the other. Well, unfortunately, what I found out is that's not at all what I actually have, or the capability that I've got built in from the hardware that I have. I just basically had a spare sitting there plugged in that wasn't doing me any good. And they didn't bother to tell me that when I spec'd out the system, and when they were doing the confirmation of the sale and the assembly and all that. That part of the reason why I'd like this company for online is they did call you to verify. Like, yeah, you're placing it, you're getting the online stuff, but they had superior kind of team, and they would call you up and say, all right, yeah, this is the guy. I'm going to be doing your build here. And ran down all the all the specs to make sure you had them right, that the parts were in, and all that kind of stuff. So that at the time I was thrilled, but he Okay, you can come on down, Spider. That's fine. Big old cave system. Yeah, he never even really asked me much about it. He just said, "Oh yeah, this looks great. You know, you've got all these great components here. You're all set." So had lots of opportunity as he was going through it with me to say, you know, how are you using these? Do you understand? I never did. But this guy, this guy that's working on it now has been very cool about that. And I said, hey, if we're going to a board, one second. Oh, that was a big old gulp of tea. Um, which hopefully it's not hot tea, and certainly not lemon or anything like that. But I was a little congested, kind of froggy this morning. Again, I was still very sleep apparently deprived. The guys working on the parking lot, getting the day started. I don't think it was all of them, but I don't know. Must have had a bunch of dreams I didn't remember or something along the way. Anyway, yeah, this guy, kind of had been very upfront with me from the start. Like, hey, I can already tell you this from what I've been looking at. I don't understand quite why it's built like that, and he's heard all this stuff too. But um, when he was saying, hey, I gotta, once I get the board, then I'll have to set everything back up, and I was verifying for him that on my end, he's totally fine to just pretty much reinstall at a drop of a hat, and hey, here's your OS. Hey, here's some dripstone. I think we'll go ahead and, oh man, we're full again. Ooh, look at all that coal. Let's try to again, I want to keep kind of in contact with wherever the mine is, because way too easy to get lost. I think I came from down here though. Yeah, this is where the creepers were. All the way down into here, and then down into here. Right? Oh, still down. Is that mine? No. Oh boy. It's got to be this way. That's the flip side of just run speedy guy stuff is, you find all these goodies, but then you can't get separated out from where you want to be going. Okay, what do we got? Put you down just because. Got some of this stuff. Definitely have some of this stuff. You two go away. This is going to be tougher. Here first. What, if any of this stuff can we jam in? Not much. But all that fits. That's good. Alright, then string. Okay, now I was going to say, I think we'd run past some goodies in our excitement and the few mobs that were out there. So let's backtrack a bit. Get all these goodies. This nice corner of coal. Endless corner of coal. That's just how we like it. Now, was this the same area where we'd fought that Enderman way back? Just from a different direction? one of those coals. I knew there were a couple, or coals, diamonds. Just really compacted coals, right? Um, okay, there's that. Trying not to pull too much of the deep slate for a moment. Okay. Yeah, just for inventory purposes, really. We don't have a project specifically that we're trying to use it on yet. Uh, but we will eventually. Oof. Oh, now we got raw coal we gotta carry. That's a bummer. I don't think we need to get too caught up in all that when we're still finishing up down here. Right. Okay, there's that. Just filled with goodies now. Before I was saying, yeah, we didn't have quite as much as I thought. Well, guess it heard me. Like, wait a minute. Are you calling me an empty mine? Oh. Let's see if we can find a better way to approach all that. Although maybe by dealing with that would be a start. Okay, now we're no longer gathering, so back at it. I think we're good there. Just put that one away. We need to get more torches out anyway. Nobody coming yet. Alright. Rail and some fence. This we can now just jam up with, oh, not that. As much of this stuff as we can though. And I don't think we're gonna need the okay, and then we need this one for torches. Aha! That's my I guessed right voice. This one had, well, did they all have my? It's only got 5 more, so that's not the one. This one is loaded up though. All those and the pick or the ender box. Let's see if we can. I thought I saw a little bit of ore back around that corner, but clearly I was mistaken. Hey, we got some more torches over that way. Tough attacking upstairs. Back here. Okay, now this is back down to this area. Didn't want your junk. Junk armor. I really thought I was going to have somebody down there in the hole with me before I got everything gathered up that time. All right. Well, this is got a potato. Enjoy. Let's keep pushing here just a bit to see if we can fill up our inventory somewhat. Oof. Long way to fall, buddy. Alright, so we do have this. Oh, witch. Where was your little laugh to tip me off that you were coming? And I got slow and witch poison. I thought I'd seen somebody else down this way too. Yep. Is that my footstep or something else's footsteps? Hey, your chainmail stuff looks pretty cool. Oh. Nope. No, 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 no. Don't you steal my chainmail. not the solution I would have gone with, but okay. He went for the jump into the lava plan. Hmm. Is that like bat sounds? Um, at least with Sweeping Edge, the bats don't quite cancel out my swings when they jump in front. I still get something out of the hit. Just great caves. I know this is, we're still waiting on the actual cave updates, and this is nothing completely new, but it's so much fun when there's just a big area that's completely opened up like this, and you do just what's going to be around the next corner. It's not, oh man, can it keep going? Can I get one more pocket of ore? It's what vast gallery is going to be presented to us next, and with the dripstone and stuff, that's getting a little more real. Always having had the gem ores in the walls as they are has been great, but additionally getting to see some, what would be tourist cave formation stuff is great. I guess we'll just keep going up if we can for the moment. Sometimes you see a little light, you're like, oh, this is where we've been. Nope, that's just some lava. Coal. Don't miss any of the coal. Ooh, man, that chain shirt was great. I don't know, I can't remember which pieces we were closest on fully repairing of the chain stuff or not. But I think the shirt was the one we had the most of, wasn't it? We thought like we combined two and was like, oh, that's totally gonna have us a fully repaired shirt, and then sure enough, it was like, nope, you need more. Okay, this is where we just got that coal, I think. There's where the lava was down there. Not not too much copper really, relative to the iron and the coal. I'm doing very well on those, which is good in the sense that we need the coal as badly as anything. The iron, not so much. It would be nice to fully switch out the beacon. Free up our emeralds and eventually get a third going with all emeralds. It's going to take some trading, but we can trade. We're good at that. Interesting. So if we go here, there's that part done. Then we'll go check out this little lake area. Desert. Yeah, I wasn't expecting like lots of sources of water there, but pretty cool. And plenty of goodies down here. So yeah, maybe we'll get a swim in here to wrap up our episode. I know we're probably now long. Just kind of felt like we'd get to a point where we could swap out our gear and then stop. Still desert, but flooded. Oddly. Huh. Come here. Why am I getting currents? There we go. Ooh. Okay. Now we got a little breathing hole. Like, what is it? The seals that they show on nature shows, the Arctic seals that keep their little air holes open for swimming down to get the fish. So this would be a great spot for some of the that glow lichen stuff. This is just crazy. There's some of it. What have I found myself in? This makes perfect sense. Is an ocean. Axolotl! What's up, buddy? You're very cute. It's so deep, too. I mean, it's very cool. I'm intrigued. I'm afraid it took us. Oh, what is going on? now we're in a river biome. That makes a little more sense, I guess. Well, this is now clearly the craziest cave I've ever seen, thanks to the watery bit. What? Why can't I? The water part is weird, though. It's very strange. Is that a thing? Have any of you guys encountered water like that in your worlds yet in 117, where it's not an ocean, it's not a flooded like cave system connecting up to surface water. It's just its own deal. Um, Now that looks like now we are in ocean. Okay. Whatever. I kind of give up on trying to understand what we were just doing. I love it, but definitely caught me by surprise. And I have no idea where we were, how we got in here. I don't think this was this was like a secondary ravine, right? So I think it is a big noticeable hole in the ground that we just have to find again, and then we can go back down into it. Let's try to find the ravine. So I wonder if some of these like lakes and things corresponded to that flooded section we got into. Is that a torch? Oh, that's a bunny. Darn it. Bunny, you fooled me. A well. Does the well seem familiar? I mean, I know we went a long way underground. Well, no surprise that we are lost. I'm glad I at least threw up that marker where we came up. We can always go back and expecting to figure our way through the underwater twists and turns seems like a big stretch. That's pretty cool. Oh, spyglass. I see no torches, but I don't really want that to distract from how did we get down into that mine? I don't want to lose the mine. I have to go watch the last episode. That's not a ravine. That's where we came out. Maybe it was back over that way more. How high up can I go on this thing? I know this is getting so long. I shouldn't have even gone in that water. I should have just stopped when we were in the caves. Well, there's definitely some possibilities to check out that way. Or that one. Oh, maybe that's just a river valley. Pretty cool. Well, we'll leave that one for the next episode to try to sort out. We got a outpost there in the distance. We got a whole bunch of loots that we've gathered up. So I want to thank you guys for having hung out, rejoined me, and been a part of that adventure. That was a blast. Wow, we're already up to an hour and 20. So we'll wrap things up here quickly. Very sincerely and very honestly, thank you guys all so much for the continued views. Keep those likes and comments coming. I really do appreciate those. And if you want to be in the loop for any future happenings, especially through weekends and stuff when video posting may be a bit erratic, please consider subscribing. That'll just pop them up whenever you launch YouTube. You can be one click away. Um, until the next time, take care of yourselves. Get out there, take a little break, get those eyes and brains rested up from the repeated stuff. Really, no idea. I'm kind of feeling like doing a little more, but I may just as likely call it a night here and crash out. So don't expect anything further. If you're seeing this one post, I wouldn't expect that there will necessarily be another one in the next couple hours, but we've all been surprised before. So we'll just see what happens. But yeah, until then, you guys stay awesome out there. And I can't wait to see you back for the next one. Until then.